Hello, 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 world. This is the Mad Black Woman back, which that stands for motivated and determined. This is Louise Hicks, your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. And we are starting our season 3, 2024. And I tell you, we got a lot to talk about. But today, we're going to talk about Taraji P. Henson and what's going on in Hollywood that seems to be Hollyweird these days. A lot going on. Did you all see that Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp? That was something. We're going to talk about that too, but not this time. We're just going to talk about Taraji P. Henson and what's going on with the salaries in Hollywood. And that's nothing new. The salaries have been low in Hollywood for Black actors. You heard Monique, and you've heard lots of others talking about what's going on over there in Hollywood. So why are Black actors staying in Hollywood? What's with us? Why aren't we doing our own thing? We're very creative, melanated people. We're very brilliant. You heard Viola Davis talking about it. She's broken it down multiple times as well. So why are we over in Hollywood crying? Don't you think we have enough money going through our own hands if we would just connect the dots? If we just connect the dots. And did you see that George C. Frazer demonstration on connecting the dots? If we just connect those dots, we could create our own movie industry and name it whatever we want to name it. We don't have to be in Hollywood or Hollywood weird, as Cat Williams seems to have brought out about it lately. It's a lot going on. We've come out 2024 in a boom, a bang. I mean, it's so much going on in January, and we're just starting the year. So maybe this is the year of truth, the year of determination for us to move forward with our own. It's time. We need to create our own. We need to stop begging for crumbs. And again, I'm Louise Hicks, your host of this podcast, Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, where I come to you every Sunday, sometimes during the week, and so forth, sharing with you content and giving you my perspective from a baby boomer with a boom perspective, because I've been around a long time. I've been around for 72, about to be 73 years within a couple of months. And I've been on social media sharing information, commentaries, asking our people to stop begging for crumbs since I went on social media. It's been probably over 10 years ago now. I used to do multiple commentaries almost daily about us begging for government crumbs and crumbs from other places when we can create our own. That's what we got to do. We got to have ownership, and we must start creating for ourselves. We are very creative people. Why do you think everybody copies what we do? They copy us because of our creativity. So why are we begging? And we have over $1.6 trillion running through our hands annually. So why are we out here begging and crying, Taraji? And I feel you. I've been there, not to your level, because all of us as Black people have been there on these jobs. And that's why we must create our own. And I'm so happy to see more and more Black entrepreneurs coming out, doing your own thing. and I am a businesswoman. I'm an author, an award-winning author at that, where I was inspired to write an award-winning book by my son who was stricken with a rare bone cancer in 1995, now 42 years of age. And that's what inspired me to do what I do. As I said, I am this mad Black woman, and that's for motivated and determined to help our people understand that we need to do for ourselves and stop begging. And that's not to say that we don't want our reparations, because we deserve that. Our ancestors built this country with their blood, sweat, and tears, beaten, raped, castrated. So don't think that reparations, that's out the door. No. However, we still need to start our own businesses. I've implemented a scheduling system for a plumber in Los Angeles. And this is a young Black man, entrepreneur that's been plumbing for over 25 years. Perfect Flow Plumbing, owner, Camille Flowers. And call his office if you're in need of any plumbing for your house or your business, because he does residential and commercial, very knowledgeable. And that's what we got to do. And we need to start getting more into those trades. I'm telling you, that's where the money is. HVAC, electrical, plumbing, that's where the money is. Go there, get training, construction work. Become your own boss. We did it back in the day. I remember back in the day, our house was built by Black carpenters, entrepreneurs. So I know what it's like to be entrepreneurs. I grew up around them in Shreveport, Louisiana, Cooper Road, USA. My father had a third grade education, and he could tear a car apart and put it back together. He never bought a new car. He didn't have the financial resources to do that. And Black people were builders back then, built towns, not just Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. They built them all over the United States. However, because of white supremacy, they were torn down. Many are underwater today or some other function because of white supremacy, jealousy, not wanting to see Black people elevate themselves. So we did it before, we can do it now. So Taraji, stop crying. Pull your people together. All of these actors and athletes, you guys have multi-millions of dollars. Why are you making white people wealthier than they already are? And many of them wealthy because of the generational wealth built on the backs of our ancestors. And that is why we are owed reparations. Our government, and I'm going to talk about politicians. In fact, I think I'll do another podcast about that, because we got to stop voting for these Democrats. They don't care, like their names end in RATS. They don't give a fat rat, RAT, about Black people until it's time to vote. That's why it's spelled DEMOCRAT, Democrat. So look at the last few letters, rat, and they don't give a rat about Black people. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, all of these organizations. So stop crying for their crumbs. Create your own ownership. It means a lot for us to have our own institutions, own entertainment organizations. You don't need to cry behind Hollywood or Hollyweird as it's known as, also, with all the stuff that's going on out there. And I'm going to play a little clip here with Taraji, in case some of you haven't heard or don't know about what's going on with the low pay. And I know all about it. Believe me, I've gone through it in corporate America and even in the government entity. And I have a bachelor's degree in social work. So I study people. I know people. I tell people sometimes I have a PHdo because I've done so much. I've seen so much. I've been discriminated against because I had something up here and they resented it. And that's what's going on in Hollywood. They don't want you to elevate. And from what we're hearing, those who have allegedly, what did they have to do to elevate? So come on, our people, let's get it together. Do your own thing. Create your own entertainment industry. You can do it. We have the power. Always remember, and I talk about this in every podcast I do, 2 Timothy 1:7. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. Let's use that sound mind and create your own. So with that said, let's watch what Taraji is going through. I'm going to share this clip with you in case some of you may not have seen it. Let's share it and listen to how she is feeling right now. Rightfully so. And as I said, it's been expressed by not only her, others as well. So let's hear Taraji.
About getting
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, "You work a lot." Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, here's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, "Oh, such and such made $10 million," no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
How much? How much? My question is, how much more are you willing to take from Hollyweird or Hollywood, whatever you want to call it? Like I said, it seems to be more Hollyweird, and it's not nothing new under the sun with what's has been allegedly going on in Hollywood. And he was saying, be brave. And I would say the same thing, be brave. Pull away from Hollywood. Do your own thing. You have the power to do it. You're very creative. And you said something very powerful, Taraji. And it can steal your soul. And believe me, every day that every Black person in America goes to work, you feel exactly what you're feeling. I've felt it. I've been there and done that. Not getting the pay that is deserving. And you're seeing white people getting promoted over you and don't have half the brain that you have and what you bring to the table. And when you bring it to the table, it's often stolen and you're not given credit for it. I've been there and done that as well. And it's sad. That's why it's so important that we create our own, so you don't have to cry, you don't have to beg. And when I mention again about reparations, we're not begging for that. That's owed to us. And when you think about all the money, they shy away from saying anything about reparations, this administration, the Biden-Harris administration. However, they have no problem when it comes to giving our tax dollars away to Ukraine and anybody else that asks for it, except for Black people. It's owed. You're not giving us anything. And Taraji, you are too talented of a woman to cry and beg for Hollywood to give you your earnings that you deserve. And that interview was being conducted, by the way, by Gayle King, who is Oprah Winfrey's best friend. And I used to watch Oprah Winfrey show years ago when she first was, I guess, syndicated. And I followed her show. However, over the years, with everything that I started seeing and started with a renewing of my mind, I pulled away from the show somewhat because of what I saw from my own perspective. And I can understand we deserve to be paid for our talents. We're very melanated, brilliant, talented people, and you are one of the most talented actors I have seen, Taraji. So what these actors and entertainers need to do is pool your money together. Practice PowerNomics. Are you all familiar with PowerNomics? Let me share it with you. We got to start reading. This is PowerNomics, written by Dr. Claud Anderson, the National Plan to Empower Black America. PowerNomics. I read his book, Black Labor, White Wealth, back in the 1990s, and I've read this one, PowerNomics. This is what we have to practice. We have to start creating our own and stop begging for crumbs from white supremacists that don't want to see you elevate anyhow. They don't want to see us elevate. I mean, this has been going on for almost 500 years now, from slavery to Jim Crow to incarceration, and we don't need it. We don't need this kind of stress that you're going through. And it's not just unique to us as Black women. And Black women are waking up too, all over, because we have to elevate ourselves to a higher level of consciousness. Become MAD, hashtag MAD, motivated and determined, because that's why I started my Aim to Purpose campaign. That's for aspiration, inspiration, motivation, edification, and determination with vision, hope, faith, knowledge, and action. We got to take the action to elevate ourselves to a higher level of consciousness so that we don't have to go through what Taraji is going through. Monique, how she had to go out and talk about what was going on with her. And Viola Davis, I heard her talk about it. Like I said, this is nothing new under the sun. This stuff has been going on. I've been around for 70, will be 73 years in a couple of months. And I'm telling you, it's nothing new. It's been going on. So we have to stop allowing these people to denigrate us, disrespect us. because you don't have to be in their space. You don't have to be at their table. There's enough money between all of these actors and entertainers. Pool your money together. Practice PowerNomics, as Dr. Claud Anderson has so eloquently written this book, The National Plan to Empower Black America. Claud Anderson, Dr. Claud Anderson, who served in the Carter administration. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was the Secretary of Commerce. I know he was Assistant Secretary. I know he was in the Carter administration. And I've met Dr. Anderson. Very, very brilliant man. Now in his, I believe he's in his 90s now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's about in his 90s. And he's been telling us this for years and years and years. He's written multiple books. He has another one he's written. And I just talk about his books and I talk about Dr. Anderson because this man is brilliant and he's been telling us this for years. I read this book back in 1990, I believe it was 95 or so, Black Labor, White Wealth. And it's brilliantly written, gives you so much information. All of this stuff is by design and it's intentional and it's real. Racism is real. The stuff that I've gone through in my lifetime on jobs. That's why I left at 55, the county of Los Angeles. And I worked here in Texas and left there because I'm in Texas now. So it's nothing unique to one state or southern states. It's all over the United States, all over the world, actually. So what we have to recognize and realize, we have to get our own. We need our own medical institutions. We need our own educational institutions, our own financial institutions. We have to educate our children to help them to understand that this system is by design to keep you down, not to elevate you. We have to elevate ourselves. So Taraji, Monique, Viola, and all the other actors and actresses, come together, create your own entertainment industry. You have the power, you're brilliant, melanated. So use that brilliance to your benefit. And for all these athletes that's out here, you need to start your own as well. Come together, the movie industry, the sports entertainers, you guys have enough money where you don't need this stress and humiliation. You don't need it. So stop crying and do something about it. As this gentleman said, be brave, be bold, be brave. Enough is enough. And you are good enough. You're better than good enough. And you're so talented. So I just wanted to say that to you from one Black woman to another Black woman. You're more than good enough. Do your own thing. You say you are doing some of your own things. So pull all your resources together. Pool your resources collectively. I did a podcast about Kwanzaa. And those 7 principles are so important for us to live by and share. I was trying to find it because I wanted to repeat it on this podcast. What here it is. Kwanzaa celebrated, and it's all about us. It starts December the 26th through January the 1st. And it's all about us elevating the principles. There are 7 principles: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics. That's what PowerNomics is all about, all of these. Purpose, creativity, faith, We have all of that. And I always say you got that GPS system, that God powered system. So why do you need Hollywood? You don't need them. Use your talent to create your own entertainment industry, your own athletic industry. I met one of the players of the Black Ballers, and I bought the book. I have a picture of many of the baseball league that when it was all Black, and they couldn't take it. And you know they that I'm talking about, the white supremacists couldn't handle it. So they had to go and pull Jackie Robinson because they wanted to break up what was brilliantly brought together with the Black ball players. And we can go back to that. Don't be where you're not wanted because you're not wanted there. They want you to entertain them. However, they don't want to pay you your worth. So don't cry over where you're not wanted and you're just tolerated. You don't want to be just tolerated because they want to use your talents to entertain. Same with the sports people. Use your talents to entertain. So, with that said, Taraji, Viola Davis, Monique, and all the others, including men, because men go through the same, because I understand that Terrence Howard, I believe, is filing or has filed some type of lawsuit as well. So it's not just the women, it's Black people, period. All of us are in the same boat. Some of us just have a little bit more money than others, but we're all in the same boat. We're not wanted. We have to fend for each other and fend for ourselves, and that's okay. However, we want what is owed to us, the reparations. So bring on the money. And with that said, I wish you all the best, Taraji. You are a magnificent actor. So work on pooling and pulling and practicing PowerNomics, Black PowerNomics. You guys can do it and have your own entertainment industry. And that's what's needed. And we all can do it and have our own financial institutions, our own health care, because the health care that we get is substandard anyhow, unless you speak up for yourself. I've been there and done that with that as well. I worked in it for 32 years with the County of Los Angeles and practiced law and won against the County of Los Angeles because I was going to go to law school. However, I chose to take care of my children because at the time I was going to go, my daughter was coming into the world. So I decided my children came first, but I did practice law and won, and still practicing because I'm having to file small claims cases and winning them too. So you have to look at who you are and whose you are. Like I said, you God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So let's use that brain power that we have and create your own. Ownership means a lot. With that said, thank you all for the support. Happy 2024 because it's going to be a powerful year. We're going to elevate higher and higher and higher, higher and higher and higher. So always remember, you have your GPS, your God powered system. You have your IT, your internal trainer. And remember, your power lies within you. Let it loose because your destiny is your command. So let's go. And thank you all for all the support and love. Again, I'm Louise Hicks, the host of this podcast, Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. My YouTube channel, subscribe, thumbs up, leave your comments, and I will respond to them. I'm getting some from the last podcast I did, so be sure and subscribe because I'm coming. 2024, I'm coming. I got some great content for you. We got to move forward, elevate. So put your goals, GOAL, put your goals together, put your vision out there, do your own thing, create your own brilliant, melanated Black people. Bye bye for now. Until next time. Always remember, again, your power lies within you. Let it loose because your destiny is your command. So, Aim to Purpose Radio, subscribe, thumbs up, leave your comments. Have a great day. Bye bye. Much love.